Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. This is the podcast where I talk about your personal, professional, and spiritual growth, and where we talk about your stories to help you go from stuck to growth. I am your host, Joshua Bridwell, and make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, download to stay tuned in. Normally, I will jump straight into the topic of the day. But before we dive in, I want to ask you a question. How intentional are you with your mornings? Do you wake up with a plan, a purpose, a sense of calm, or does your day typically start with a rush, reacting to emails, notifications, other people's demands, social media? I want to share something with you from research from a 2019 Harvard Business Review study. It found that people who start their day with a structured routine are 74% more likely to feel productive and in control throughout their day. Why? Because they've already set the tone for success in the first hour of their morning. And so today we are going to be talking about the importance of morning routines. So by the end of this episode, I want you to feel motivated to create a morning routine, but I also want you to understand why it is going to be a revolutionary piece of your life. It's going to help you personally, professionally, and spiritually. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in a little bit to morning routines. As always, we're going to start with defining what a morning routine even is. Sounds self-explanatory, but there are people out there that aren't familiar with what a morning routine is. So a morning routine is simply a set of actions. It's an intentional system that we do in the mornings. So it's the time that you take to prioritize yourself before prioritizing everything that the world has in store for you that day. So think of it as a warm-up for your day. Athletes have to warm up, they have to prepare their bodies for performance. And so a morning routine is preparing your mind and preparing your spirit for everything that you're about to face throughout the day. And people get morning routines wrong by going to YouTube and trying to follow somebody else's routine, but morning routines are not a one-size-fits-all. There's something that's deeply personal. So for one person, that might mean 10 minutes of yoga, journaling in the mornings. For somebody else, it could be planning their goals for the day while sipping coffee. What matters is that your routine serves your needs and aligns with your values. So our brains play a very important role, obviously, within not only our lives, but routines. Our brains actually love routines. I'm about to get really technical. The prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that is responsible for decision-making, focus, self-control, is highly active in the morning. But decision-making requires energy, and the more decisions you make, the more tired you're going to feel, the more you're going to be depleting your mental resources. And this is something that is called decision fatigue. It's why many of us feel mentally drained by the time that lunch comes around, mid-afternoon. But there's some good news for you. A morning routine can help you to automate some of these key decisions, which can save your brain power for more important tasks later in the day, save you from some of that midday decision fatigue. When you repeat the same actions over and over again, when you repeat the same actions over and over again each morning, that can be journaling, hydrating, exercising, your brain shifts these behaviors to the basal ganglia, which is where habits are stored. So this means that overall you are conserving energy while still reinforcing behaviors that support your goals. And so we want to move our key decisions from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia. Morning routines are extremely important. Let's talk about even more science for all of my nerds out there like myself. After a good night's sleep, your brain and body are in a renewal state. So cortisol, which is the body's stress hormone, it naturally peaks at about 30 minutes of waking up. That's not a bad thing. It's actually your body's way of preparing you for the day ahead. So a well-structured morning routine channels this energy in a really productive way, which helps you to focus and take on challenges throughout the day and provides clarity throughout that process. And studies from Neuroscience Today have shown that engaging in intentional morning practices like meditation, exercise, can actually reduce cortisol levels throughout the day, which can improve your mood and your resilience, which we talked about the importance of resilience in my conversation with Dr. Alan Shue. If you haven't seen that conversation, I highly encourage you to do that. But by contrast, starting your day with reactive behaviors like checking your phone or rushing out the door will often lead to higher stress levels, less focus throughout the day. And so we want to make sure that we are focused on proactive behaviors, not reactive behaviors. And it has an emotional impact. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who practice gratitude or mindfulness in the morning report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of anxiety. Again, why is this? It's because they take control of their mental state before any external stressors have had a chance to negatively impact your day. And so starting your day intentionally is like putting on emotional armor. It helps you to face the day with confidence, with clarity, with focus. So I want you to think about a time when you've had a really chaotic morning. Maybe you overslept, maybe you spilled coffee, maybe you got the kids to school late, maybe you forgot an important meeting. Once that happened, how did the rest of your day feel? It probably felt rushed, reactive, stressful. Now, I want you to think of the alternate. Think about a time when your morning went really smooth. When you woke up early, you enjoyed a quiet moment to yourself, you planned your day. If you think about that, the difference between the two is a night and day difference. That is the power of a good morning routine. And for people that are wanting to start a morning routine, great. I'm glad. That's the purpose of this episode, is to help you get there. And we need to focus on keystone habits. A keystone habit is the cornerstone of a great morning routine. They're small habits, but they are powerful actions that have a wide-reaching effect across a variety of areas in our life. So when you adopt a keystone habit, it triggers a series of positive changes, and oftentimes you don't even realize it in the moment, but you feel it later. And these could be things like exercising in the morning. When you exercise in the morning, it doesn't just make you healthier, it also improves your mood, increases your energy, and makes you more likely to make healthy food choices throughout the day. There are people that go to the gym so they can eat certain things, and there are people that go to the gym so they can't eat certain things. Exercising in the morning is going to make you or help you to make healthier choices throughout your day. It could also include journaling for 5 minutes. This can help you to clarify your goals, reduce stress, and it can also help you to set priorities for your day that are going to make your time management more effective. And it could even be something as simple as making your bed. If you're like I used to be, I used to really sleep in bed till the last minute, but I have been trying to make myself wake up early enough to at least make the bed. There is an Admiral William McRaven, he wrote a book called Make Your Bed, and it talks about creating a sense of accomplishment that sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. If the rest of your day goes haywire, at least you get to come home to a bed that's made. You are starting your day off with a task complete, and that feels pretty good. So, why is it that Keystone habits have a tendency to work very well? It's because they tap into your brain's reward system. Completing a Keystone habit, it releases dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical that reinforces behavior. And so this creates what's called a positive feedback loop, making it easier to build more and more habits. A great example of this is from research from the American Psychological Association, which found that people who start their day with even 10 minutes, just 10 minutes of exercise, are significantly more likely to stick to other healthy habits, like eating balanced meals, getting enough sleep, things like that. Keystone habits often create momentum, and momentum is the secret to lasting change. Oftentimes, it's hardest to get started, but once you get started, that momentum's going, you are unstoppable. And we've already talked a little bit about the brain science that goes into all of this, but our brains are wired, biologically wired, to save energy wherever possible. Every decision you make, doesn't matter how big, how small, it all requires mental effort. That's why people like Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, and Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, famously simplified their wardrobes, right? We picture Steve Jobs with his black turtleneck. We picture Mark Zuckerberg in a t-shirt, or maybe even man, why can't I think of his name? Bill Gates, wearing his blue jeans and a white shirt. They don't want to waste any brain power trying to figure out what it is that they need to wear. Morning routines do the same thing. You automate the beginning of your day. By automating the start of your day, you eliminate unnecessary decisions and you free up a lot of mental energy for creative thinking, problem solving, and focus, and it even helps with that decision fatigue later in the day. It's not just about saving time. It's about protecting your brain power for the things that matter the most. I want you to think about your phone's battery. If you start the day running multiple apps at the same time, notifications are popping up left, right, your battery drains faster. Your brain works in the same way. A chaotic morning is like running too many apps at once. You're burning up energy on things that don't serve you. A structured morning routine is like closing all of those unnecessary apps, leaving more battery life for tasks that actually matter. And I've always said this. I don't know where it came from. It's not something that I created, but it's a phrase that stuck with me. And it is create before you consume. What this means is, what is the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning? If you roll over, you grab your phone, and you scroll through social media for the first 20 minutes of your day, okay, well, that's 20 minutes of your day gone. But what does that do for you mentally? You are starting your day, whether you know it or not, you are starting your day comparing your lives to the lives of other people. That's how you are framing your day from the start, is with a comparison mentality. Versus if you leave your phone where it is, you get up, you brush your teeth, you do something for you, you are creating the day for yourself before you are consuming the lives of other people. So I want you to think about, what do you do in the mornings? Do you create before you consume? And I want you to ask, what do I want my mornings to do for me? For me, I want to feel energized, focused, calm, productive. I want to feel like my mornings have gone smooth. And I want you to feel like your mornings are energized, focused, calm, productive. Your goals are going to determine which habits to include. And so if we're going to be making our perfect personalized morning routine, we have to start by defining our goals. I want you to start with just a few keystone habits. Here are a couple of examples. I want you to drink a glass of water to rehydrate and to kickstart your metabolism for the day. If you think about going 8 hours of your time awake without anything to drink, that's probably difficult to think about. But that's exactly what our bodies do when we are asleep. And so we have to rehydrate when we wake up. I want you to have a glass of water before you have any coffee, because drinking water will actually wake you up faster and in a more productive way than coffee will. All coffee does is give you caffeine, and if you put sugar in your coffee, then sure, some sugar. But the caffeine just tricks your brain into thinking it's not tired. Whereas water rehydrates you, wakes you up, you're going to feel a natural energy throughout the day. And so regardless of what your habits are, or excuse me, what your goals are, I want you to start by hydrating. Drink a glass of water. You can include lemon. That's going to be the part that really kickstarts your metabolism for the day. But drink a glass of water with lemon to rehydrate and kickstart your metabolism. Another keystone habit that you can include is spending 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, stretching, walking, doing yoga to wake your body up, doing something intentionally physical, exercise, get your body moving. Something else you can include is reflection, writing down 3 things that you're grateful for and 1 priority for your day. And then you can plan out your day, review your schedule, and set your top 3 goals for the day. It's important that we are consistent, but also flexible. Life happens. I know it does. It happens to me. Some mornings won't go as planned. That's okay. Embrace that. The key is to stay consistent overall and adapt when necessary. Life happens, people get sick, we don't sleep well, but it's important for us to remain consistent as much as possible. If you miss a day, give yourself grace for that day, but don't let that become an excuse to not do it tomorrow. Oh, well, I already broke my routine, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. No, stick with it. Stay consistent. One thing that Benjamin Franklin did is every morning, Benjamin Franklin asked himself this question: what good shall I do this day? That simple question, that simple reflection, helped him to focus his energy and align his actions with his values and his goals. And something that Oprah did is she would begin her mornings with meditation, journaling, and exercise. These habits, according to her, ground her and set a positive tone for her day. Morning routines are very important. They can look like waking up at 6 a.m., depending on what time your typical day starts. These can change. This would be my typical routine. But waking up 6 a.m., brushing my teeth, taking my vitamins, my supplements, getting up, drinking a glass of water, making myself some breakfast, going outside, reading, and then after that, come inside for some breakfast, set out my to-do list for the day. Depending on what time my wife wakes up, making the bed. And then from there, just beginning to work, but my mornings have intentional tasks. If you need to shift some stuff around, then you can shift some stuff around, but mornings are the foundation of your day and ultimately your life. So by incorporating and using and focusing on Keystone habits, understanding your brain's needs, and designing a routine that aligns with your goals, you can unlock a level of growth and clarity that can be felt in many different areas of your life. And I want that for you. So here's my challenge. I'm grateful that you're listening to this today. I want you to start tomorrow. I want you to pick one Keystone habit, just one. Something simple. That could be drinking a glass of water or journaling for 5 minutes, and commit to this for 1 week. I don't want you to incorporate an entirely new schedule all at once. It's not going to work. I want you to just find a simple Keystone habit. Commit to it for a week. I want you to notice how it changes your mindset, your energy, your productivity, your focus. It's going to have a really powerful impact in your life. So once again, if you have found this episode helpful, please make sure that you share it with others. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, download, go follow us on social media to stay tuned in. And this has been another episode of the Joshua Bridwell Show. Tune in next time. Let's grow.